I'm Wendy Burke, and this is the CBC Morning Report for Thursday, September 22nd. In our top story, Barbados has seen the situation of squatting rise to a national level. And as recent as Tuesday, enforcement notices were served on some in Bellevue Plantation to remove their structures in 28 days. The area is on the Zone 1 water table, and many have no running water. Joining me this evening to discuss it will be one of the MPs for the area, as it borders two constituencies, Mr. Trevor Prescott. He's also the man responsible for reparations and economic enfranchisement. But until Mr. Prescott joins us, let's look at the COVID situation in Barbados at this time. Right now, the numbers stand at 42 new COVID-19 cases being recorded from the 378 tests which were conducted on Tuesday. The latest COVID stats have 34 people in isolation facilities, while 260 are in home isolation. Under the national vaccination program for COVID-19, the total number of fully vaccinated is 154,616. Russian President Vladimir Putin has announced a new phase of the war in Ukraine, a partial mobilization of the population. Although hardliners had been calling for such a move since the very beginning, the government has tried to present the conflict as a contained special military operation, rather than something that will affect citizens directly. That may be about to change. Meanwhile, U.S. President Joe Biden has accused Russia of aiming to end Ukraine's right to exist as a nation, telling the United Nations General Assembly that Washington wants the conflict to end on just terms.
Let us speak plainly. A permanent member of the United Nations Security Council invaded its neighbor, attempted to erase a sovereign state from the map. Russia has shamelessly violated the core tenets of the United Nations Charter. No more important than the clear prohibition against countries taking the territory of their neighbor by force.
Currently, Russian men aged 18 to 27 are obliged to do military service, usually for a year, with exemptions for medical grounds and also for students. This means Russia could, in theory, mobilize 25 million people with military experience, but the Kremlin insists that conscripts won't be sent to fight in Ukraine. At the beginning of the year, Russia had 900,000 active troops. Ukraine's forces were much smaller, with just more than 196,000. But Kyiv has since ordered mass mobilization, which boosted its numbers. Russia launched its invasion of Ukraine with 190,000 troops in February. The partial mobilization means another 300,000 reservists will be drafted to fight in Ukraine from Wednesday. Russian Defense Minister Sergei Shoigu also announced around 6,000 soldiers have died in the conflict so far. In the month of July, the United States estimated 15,000 Russian troops have been killed since the invasion began. Al Jazeera's Gabriel Elizondo reports now from the Ukrainian capital, Kyiv.
With battlefield losses mounting and a Ukrainian counteroffensive advancing, Russian President Vladimir Putin says now is the time to mobilize more troops.
To protect our motherland, its sovereignty and territorial integrity, to ensure the security of our nation and people in the liberated areas, I consider it necessary to call for a partial mobilization in Russia.
The defense minister says as many as 300,000 Russian reservists will report for duty immediately, but more could be called up if necessary.
Putin also confirmed that he would push ahead with a referendum in 4 regions of Ukraine, including the Donbass. The referendum will ask one question: do you want to join the Russian Federation? That referendum, often a precursor to full annexation of territory, could happen as early as this week.
President Volodymyr Zelensky urged allies to focus on what is important for Ukraine.
More support for the armed forces, for intelligence services, for the Special Operations and Security Service, for the National Guard, police and the border guards, for everyone who is gradually restoring our territorial integrity.
Western allies have said they will not recognize a Russian-led referendum or annexation of Ukrainian territories, calling it illegal. Some analysts call a referendum a predetermined sham and a desperate ploy by Putin.
And we'll take a break, and when we come back, we will speak with Mr. Trevor Prescott on the squatting situation. It's time now to address that squatting situation, and I want to welcome Mr. Trevor Prescott to the program this morning. Good morning to you, Mr. Prescott.
Good morning to you as well.
Now, first off, not just Bellevue, but squatting in general. We also have Rock Hall and a number of other areas that have cropped up. And these situations do tend to cause some social agitation, you know, people trying to determine who's right, who's wrong, the issue of the poor people struggle. Why should I pay for mine while others break the law and still be able to get access to land?
Well, squatting has always been a very contentious issue, especially since our post-emancipation period, because of the so-called limited land space of Barbados. Some people argue that there was not enough land to at least provide ownership for everyone. But there are also other inhibitions that cause us to be in the position that we're in. We've made many efforts in order to possess or even to own property. But on more than one occasion, the plantocracy stood its ground and decided to continue to have large acres of land, and most working class people were pushed on the periphery or on the lands in the country. After emancipation, we still had to struggle with those problems because they wanted to guarantee labor on the plantation. And what they did is they passed acts like the Masters and Servants Act in the 1840s and so on. And it meant that you had to live on the plantation land if you were working there, and that provided them with a security for labor. And if you wanted to leave, there was no way to go. And as the population grew and grew, the problem became even more and more intense. The state from time to time intervened. I think the last time we intervened would be with the 10th Freehold Protestant Act to see if we could address these issues. And that is when we were able then to subdivide plantation lands and sell that land at $2.50 per square foot and 10 cents a square foot. So this has a long history of struggle, the ownership of land, and in some countries it is worse than this. In some countries it leads to war between two different sovereignties, because in some cases because of greed,
Right, but when we look at Barbados' situation now and the behavior, because it seems to be becoming more pervasive now, aren't we at risk of making people believe that once they go out and they do this, government has no other recourse than to throw them a lifeline?
But it depends on who is we. The majority of people that are doing these things are not doing these things because they're wicked. They're not doing these things because they have much of an option. Most of these people are homeless. And obviously, if you're homeless, you're also when you're landless, you're obviously homeless. So those people would love to be able to go the legal route. And most of those houses that you see in my area and across other areas are almost like self-help programs where the community itself helped to construct those houses, therefore avoiding the cost of labor. There are some houses that look very good, and that's because some of the persons possess skills, but they don't have any money. I'm not saying that they're right to encroach, and I don't think that they're do these things because they believe that they're right. In some cases, there's a misunderstanding in the ownership of the land. The land is there. The land was there now for centuries. And the people just figure that, look, I have no other choice. I'm sleeping on the street. I'm sleeping on sidewalks. I'm sleeping on the banks in Barbados. I'm sleeping in some small room that is not healthy for me. And probably even the landlord sometimes don't own the house that he's renting out. These are significant social and economic problems that we are facing across the entire country. And as I said, the government has to play its role in the circumstances. There's still many people holding on the plantation lands. There are other lands in parts of Barbados that these people that we're talking about can never even qualify in the banking system to become landowners. They can't get a mortgage. They can't get a mortgage. People are renting houses at the rent is extremely high,
Yeah.
and so deliberately so that these people would not become tenants in the houses. It is not just high because the value of land is going up, but they are deliberately pushing the value of the land up because they want to exclude. Barbados is a society that is still relatively and a very rigid way segregated. And people believe that certain areas across Barbados must be reserved for them. So sometimes you get the conversation of the we and the them coming up.
Now,
And
if I can hone in on Bellevue specifically, because a number of these people who are squatting have no access to water, but you do have a plan that was mapped out that I understand you surveyed since 2020 to be able to put them in better circumstances.
Yes, up to 2020, that's the last time we were in Bellevue. And I am actually in the Bell and Liquid Village and all those areas almost on a regular basis. I don't want to say weekly, but it's almost monthly for sure. We go across a lot. We come across a lot of different issues. Sometimes it's pipelines, sometimes electrical lines running underneath the ground. But the government is trying to work with these people. In my area and in the area which the Speaker of the House Assembly for Holder represents, in order to address some of these issues. And we know that we have to move some people off of specific locations there. We've already indicated some of those, their houses are over some of the main gas lines, natural gas lines in the area. But we are looking at regularizing the situation. So
Okay.
I
That's
believe
good.
that we can accommodate. I believe I'm going to try. I've already told them that they have 14 days or something to apply to the town planning department to see if they would be allowed to retain the structures or if they will have to move. That decision has not been, we have not exhausted the negotiations on that.
Okay, I want to thank you so much for joining me this morning, and I look forward to hearing of the resolve in this situation, not only at Bellevue, but where we have so many other squatter villages cropping up. Yes, thank you and have a great morning.
Thank you very much.
Okay. That was MP for St. Michael East, Mr. Trevor Prescott, helping us to zone in there on the issue of squatting in Barbados. We'll take a break and be back with more news. And the news is that Pearson has some exciting things coming up on Morning Barbados. What do you have in store for us, Pearson?
You should have used the word breaking news. Breaking news, though, that would be special today. But coming up this morning when you join me at 6:34 Morning Barbados, have you had your pink drink yet? Do you know what it is, and do you understand what that is trying to achieve? When you do, we'll tell you more about that, the effort, the why, and the where you can go enjoy your pink drink, and really when you're doing that, what it means as well. Trinity goes to school where, and what is the program about? She will join us along with one of her deans to talk a little bit about that endeavor in Florida. And we meet some exceptional young people today, one of who has had a tragedy that has changed his trajectory. Yes, so you'll hear more about that in just a little while at 6:30 when you join me for Morning Barbados. Wendy, back to you.
Thank you, Pearson. It's always good to know people turn things around. We look forward to hearing those stories. Continuing with the news, the Barbados Light and Power Company's rate hearing before the Fair Trading Commission is expected to resume this morning at 9. This after the 5-member commission, led by Chairman Dr. Donde Carrington, dismissed 2 motions submitted by the Public Counsel to adjourn the hearing for 2 months to extend the timeline given to participate in the rate hearing. The acting public counsel, Sharon Dean, who is representing the Barbados Association of Retired Persons, along with various small business enterprises and the public in general, said due to extended illness of the substantive holder of the post, Seamus Dean had only taken up office a few days prior to the start of the hearing and was not in a position to adequately prepare.
If there's a failure to provide public counsel with this adjournment, it would result in disastrous consequences. To me, it sends the wrong message. If we are interested in justice, fair play, and reasonableness, there's no attorney at law in this room that would, I dare say, would be able to present a case with the 3,500 pages, and that's just the beginning. Having come into the matter on Monday, the 19th of September at 8:15 a.m., I dare say it would be impossible to be properly prepared to present any arguments that would make sense and that would protect the consumers and that would represent my clients properly.
All of the other interveners, with the exception of the Barbados Association of Renewable Energy, or BREA, supported the motion. BREA noted that if the Office of the Public Counsel did not take part, the other interveners could argue the case of those it was representing. For its part, the Barbados Light and Power Company objected, saying another adjournment would further affect its presentation of its case. Legal counsel, King's Counsel Ramon Allen, said any further delays could redound to the detriment of the general public, who would ultimately bear the cost.
Every delay in this matter has costs which unfortunately at the end of the day are passed on to the consumer by the nature of their obligation to carry the costs of these proceedings. The reality is also that this date of hearing was set for August the 25th to September the 9th. Has had to be adjourned on that occasion to the present date, has meant that expert witnesses and the like have had to rejig their obligations to facilitate the hearing. In reality, it's the reason why the applicant is now placed in a position of having to make the motion requesting permission to allow some of our expert witnesses to do their testimony virtually after they had planned to be in here in person, as would be the norm and is the requirement. That is, all parties are doing what is necessary to facilitate this hearing, even where there are inconveniences to them, even where there are costs attached to it.
After a near 4-hour deliberation, Dr. Carrington outlined why the Commission denied the Public Counsel's motion.
The Commission is of the view that the motions to adjourn are late in all circumstances. The Commission fixed these dates for hearing on the 22nd of August 2022. Given the gravity of the matter, the motions for an adjournment should have been made within reasonable time of the aforesaid order. The motions were made after arrangements have been finalized for this hearing. Commencing today, and after the amended motion from the Office of Public Counsel was received by the Commission. In arriving at its decision, the Commission has taken into consideration the motions, the affidavits in support of the motion, and the submissions of the parties. To date, there has been nothing presented to support the statements made by Ms. Dean in relation to its inability to perform the duties of public counsel as identified in Section 9 of the Utility Regulations Act.
In response, Ms. Dean asked the hearing to be stayed so the Office of Public Counsel could make an application to a higher court. However, the chairman said until the Commission received an order of the court, the hearing will resume today. President of BARP, Mornin Barbados, has, however, confirmed that the Public Counsel on the Association's behalf will be filing a motion in the High Court to have the rate hearing stopped. Gusty winds from a tropical wave system blew off a section of a roof at the Allen School yesterday morning, and as a consequence, classes were called off. Chief Education Officer Dr. Ramona Archer-Bradshaw says about 10 sheets of galvanized were ripped from the structure by high winds.
I was made aware that due to the high gust experience in St. Andrew at about 8:15 this morning, the galvanized on the roof began to flap. At that time, the principal took the children, all of the children in that vicinity, and placed them in an area that was safe, and made the decision at the point in time that due to the flapping galvanized and those that eventually came off the roof, that the school be closed. Of course, the Ministry of Education made that decision.
Dr. Archer-Bradshaw says classes will resume today.
The Board of Management is responsible for the work at the secondary school. I'm very happy that they were able to make contact with the contractors so that they were able to go on the site and ensure that the galvanized was secured as it should be. I can tell you that school will resume tomorrow morning. So the children will not be out for any significant period, and we do not anticipate that we will have a problem such as this in the near future.
The roof was replaced later in the day. No other damage was reported in the area. However, the incident prompted some neighbors to get their roofs inspected to ensure all was well. One of them was Marian Allen, who says the gust reminded her of Hurricane Elsa.
That then had me nervous. Because even my one day I saw it blowing up, blowing in and out. And the trees above there, I can't even open the back door. But I could see the trees above there bending down. Had me scared, because I was wondering if it was going to be a storm. If it lasts a little longer, more damage it would do.
Fisherfolk are utilizing digital technology to help them easily locate fish while saving time and energy. Director of DigiFish, Dr. Shelley Ann Cox, calls it an ecosystem approach, which is important to the blue economy. Dr. Cox, who is one of the 3 award winners in Export Barbados' Oceans Innovation Challenge 2022, says the use of technology in monitoring habitats and changes in the marine environment is of paramount importance.
Not just managing the species, fisheries management is about managing the people, their livelihoods, the industry, the food security, as well as how are we making sure that our future generations can have that high quality fisheries product that we are, enjoying and experiencing now. So DigiFish, and that's the long title. And something like this, especially when we envisage this large comprehensive framework for fisheries monitoring and traceability, of course, Blue Shell Productions is the company that signed up, but I can't do it alone.
Hurricane Fiona has strengthened into a Category 4 storm as it moves away from the Turks and Caicos Islands toward Bermuda. The hurricane was packing maximum winds of 130 miles per hour.
Hurricane Fiona has claimed at least 5 lives as it continues to rip through parts of the Caribbean. The Category 4 storm is moving up the Atlantic Ocean after battering the Turks and Caicos and destroying parts of Puerto Rico and the Dominican Republic. At least 4 people have died in Puerto Rico, and most of the island is without power. One person was also killed in Guadeloupe. Fiona is now barreling towards Bermuda, and it's expected to skirt over the Bahamas in the next 24 hours.
The Attorney General for the U.S. state of New York has filed a lawsuit against Donald Trump, accusing the former United States president of unlawfully inflating his net worth to obtain millions of dollars in loans and other benefits.
Tisha James is alleging business fraud involving some of the Trump organization's most valuable assets, including properties in Manhattan, Chicago, and Washington. Trump's 3 eldest children were also among those named as defendants. Patty Culhane has more from Washington.
She's targeting not just the former President Donald Trump, 3 of his children, and 2 of the people who used to work for him. And what the allegation basically comes down to is that they would have their properties, and she said it applies to most, if not all, of their properties. They would have them assessed by a professional who comes in and says, this building is worth this much. But then they would go to the banks to get loans, insurance companies to get premiums, and she says they would dramatically increase what those buildings were actually worth. Just to give you one example, 40 Wall Street, that's in Manhattan. When an assessor came in, she says the assessor said it was worth $220 million just that year. That year, then, when they went to the banks and the insurance companies, the Trump people allegedly said it was worth $530 million. That way he would get better interest and lower premiums. Here's what the New York Attorney General had to say about that.
In sports, the Barbados Royals' dominance in the 2022 Hero Caribbean Premier League continued as they beat the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots by 36 runs yesterday at Providence in Guyana. Sent into bat, the Royals scored 156 for 3 off their 20 overs, led by 64 from Azam Khan and unbeaten 47 from Harry Tector. In reply, the Pats started positively but lost wickets at key intervals to be all out for 120 in 19.3 overs. Evan Lewis top scored with 41 off 36 balls. Mujib-ur-Rahman and Niem Young snapped up 3 wickets apiece as the Royals increased their lead at the table as they moved to 16 points from 8 wins in 9 matches. Here are the highlights. Time now for a look at our weather. It's presently 26.8 degrees Celsius, but it feels like 34. The humidity stands at 83% and the barometric pressure 11.6 millibars. The winds are from the east-southeast at 24 kilometers per hour. The tides. Low tide will be at 7:56 a.m. and another low tide at 7:42 p.m. High tide will be this evening at 2:20 p.m. The seas are moderate in open water with swells ranging from 2 meters and decreasing. In Barbados, the forecast for today, a mix of sunshine and clouds with a few brief scattered light to moderate showers. Tonight is expected to be a mix of clear skies and clouds with a few brief scattered light to moderate showers. Here now is a look at our international cities. And that's today's morning report. Our next newscast will be Newsday beginning at noon, followed by The World at 1 via our radio network. It's now time for Pearson Boone and Morning Barbados.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning. Good morning, Barbados. Good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning. Morning, morning, morning. Morning, Barbados, good morning to you.
And good morning, everyone. Today is Thursday, September the 22nd, 2022, Arbor Day. We say good morning to you. I'm Pearson Bowen, welcoming all of you everywhere. Thank you very much for joining us on our streams, on YouTube, and on Facebook. Today is Thursday. There's a Barbadian who has been listed among 17 global young leaders. Who is that Barbadian? We will tell you this morning, so don't touch your dial, as they say. Also today, we'll talk to you a little bit more about next week's National Youth Week. They have a slate of activities, and we'll share with you, especially our young people, the activities and what they can be involved with. This morning, too, we'll meet a young visual artist who's launching his very first exhibition, solo exhibition called Rail Talk. He'll join us and we'll talk about his craft and his ability to put this exhibition on and what we can expect when we have our conversations with his pieces. We'll meet a young man whose tragedy, who not his personal tragedy, but who has been faced with tragedy, and he's used that tragedy to change his trajectory. How has he been able to do so, and what is it that he's doing? Today also, Trinity goes to school. Yes, indeed. She's heading out to Florida. If she's already there. She's involved in an arts program. We'll hear more about that. We'll meet the Director of Arts as well and see how she's getting along. And we'll also today be talking more about the Pink Drink campaign of the breast screening program as they continue to raise funds for the cure of breast cancer. But let's get our show started today by reminding you of the Deaf Heart Project and what today's message, as all week we've been celebrating International Week of Deaf People right through until Sunday. So what's the message for today? What's today's reminder? Today's reminder says it's about safeguarding deaf people in times in crisis. It reminds us that we've learned the importance of access to communication in times of crises, especially for the deaf. The global pandemic poses language deprivation and several barriers to communication. So in times to come, let us not forget. We have learned the importance, therefore, of access to communications. Even the deaf people need to know that we can communicate with them and they get the information that is absolutely critical. That's our reminder today from the Deaf Heart Project. So to you I say, good morning. I got it right. Let's also go on now as we take a look at the breast screening program and the Pink Drink campaign. Joining us to talk more about that is Dr. Stephanie Date, who is the Drink Pink coordinator. We met her last time. Dr. Stephanie, good morning.
Good morning, Pearson, and I will say to you, how are you?
Oh my goodness, I don't know where to go from there. So how do I say I am fine?
Say, yeah, I'm good.
Okay.
And I hope Bonnie's not watching this.
I hope not too, but nonetheless, we're getting it right, and that's the whole point. Bit by bit, piece by piece, we're expanding our vocabulary and being able now to include some other people in a different language, and that's what it's about. But you are about the Pink Drink, and I know the last time we met, that was the talk of the town. So what's new this year? What's happening this year?
Well, this year, we're back. This is our third year, Pearson, which is very, very exciting. As you know, the Drink Pink campaign, we run it in October to raise funds for breast cancer screening and the breast screening program of the Barbados Cancer Society. We ask restaurants and establishments to design a pink drink of their choice, and it has to be non-alcoholic and sold through the month of October to then raise funds. Anywhere from 1% to 100% will go directly to our organization.
Now you see, I went onto your website in preparation and I saw some delicious looking pink drinks. Folks, you've got to try it. Is it, by the way, an everyday thing, or is it only one day a week?
Oh no, it's every day of the month of October, Pearson. And excitingly, we are going to be announcing bit by bit, starting today, because we're launching live here on Mornin Barbados, our Drink Pink campaign. We're going to be launching new locations as well, new drinks. So we're going to have bigger, better locations. It's going to be awesome.
You can have your pink lemonade, your pink flamingo, your pink drink anywhere. Now, let's talk locations, because the whole thing here, folks, is that when you buy your pink drink and you consume it, the Barbados Breast Screening Campaign will make a donation. And so let's talk about how people can actually now, using the pink drink, benefit the breast screening program.
Of course. So that same website you just pulled up there is the best place to look, and our Instagram. So you can go on to breastscreeningbarbados.com. That is our website, which will list all of our locations, and also BCS Breast Screening Barbados on Instagram will also be leaking and teasing locations. But I can give you some fan favorites. So in no particular order, we have Apsara Samudra, we have Sitara as well, our fantastic Indian restaurants. We have Surfers Cafe and Tiki Bar. We also have some fantastic hotels that come on board. So we have Butterfly Hotel, Tropical Mist, Yellowbird Hotel on the Bay. Of course, people who really want pink, they go to Blush Cafe. They know Blush and Splurge will do it right. So we got some beautiful ones. And some people might recognize some new people on here. Our coffee lovers, they're gonna get excited. You might not recognize the park, but you're gonna know about them very soon.
Right. So the whole thing is that, folks, when you go purchase your pink drink, we also ask you to take a picture by showing your universal endorsement of this. Take a picture of your pink drink, purchase your pink drink, and perhaps consuming your pink drink and thoroughly enjoying it. And what should we do once we've taken that photo?
So when you take that photo, I want people to do two things. I would love you to take it, of course, enjoy your drink. You can tag us at BCS Breast Screening Barbados on Instagram, or you can use the hashtag DrinkPink246. But I also want you to take note that these are all non-alcoholic drinks for a reason. Yeah.
And what's the reason?
Yeah, so of course, thank you for asking, person. So, many people, and myself up to when I started medicine, I didn't know that breast cancer is actually the most common cancer caused by alcohol among women globally. And compared to women who don't drink at all, women who have 3 alcoholic drinks a week actually have a 15% higher risk of developing breast cancer. And some research actually now says that the risk for breast cancer will then go up another 10% for each additional alcoholic beverage that you consume regularly every day.
I don't think many women know that. They think it's just a social activity, and hey, what's the harm? But you're saying the more alcoholic drinks you consume, the likelihood is that the fact is that you could probably get breast cancer much sooner. But there's some screening campaigns that you also do with the breast screening. There's much more, so you can identify one early for early intervention, but also identify other physical anomalies. So can you talk to us a little bit about the use of your 3D mammogram?
Of course, that's just magic to my ears. We love to talk about this. So the campaign over the last 3 years has been, growing and growing. And last year we raised just under $15,000. But of course, our biggest fundraising event is our Walk for the Cure, which we're so excited to have back this year. And throughout the years, we have been able to raise enough money to purchase our 3D tomosynthesis or fancy mammogram machine. This machine has been incredible. It's in Henry's Lane right now, and it actually can screen for breast cancer in breasts of all different sizes amongst males and females. So people who identify as both male and female, anyone can get breast cancer. Once you're over 40, your risk will increase, especially if you have a first-degree relative or other risk factors for the disease. But this machine means we can actually catch it earlier and more accurately. So that's really exciting.
Wow, and it's all with the breast screening campaign. And also, if you have some challenges with pain and nipple discharge and the like, you can actually begin to help intervene much earlier by identifying the problem.
Absolutely, absolutely. So those are just two of the signs you can look out for. So you want to look out for changes not only on the skin of your breast, the texture, what your nipple looks like, if the nipple has been retracted or pulled in, if it looks like it's deviating or pointing a little bit to one side and it doesn't normally do that. If your breasts have suddenly started to itch, or you actually feel a mass and you can actually palpate and feel, we want you to come in. Both men and women, please come down to Henry's Lane at the Cancer Society. We're called the breast screening program for a reason. It's what we do, and we will be more than happy to help you.
Indeed. But every day, folks, both men and women, as you head out to these respective locations, you can get all the information there on the website, and it's right there on your screen, breastscreeningbarbados.com. And you'll see where you can go to get your pink drink. When you consume your pink drink, which is non-alcoholic for a reason, as Dr. Stephanie will tell you, take a picture and tag it to BCS Breast Screening Program for a chance to win. You also have a chance to win some wonderful prizes that you have.
Yes, yes, yes. So I can't say too much on that just yet. But who doesn't love another reason? So if anyone else out there is listening, we are hoping to give away ideally a voucher for one of the restaurants, or even a free pink drink, or something else up our sleeve. But regardless, please know that your money is coming straight to the pink drink campaign. Drink Pink 246. It's coming to the breast screening program. And I just want to thank all the participating restaurants. And Pearson, I do want to say, if anyone is listening and they're thinking, I missed the boat, I'm too late. You're not. If you go onto our website, you will see there's a little messaging box. The second you send a message, it comes directly to us. So if you're interested in participating, message me on Instagram, BCS Breast Screening Program, or you can message us directly here on our Contact Us page.
Indeed so, and they will respond, I can tell you for a fact. Also, folks, don't forget Walk for the Cure coming up in October, the beginning of October. And I know the pink shirts have been on sale at Sheraton Mall in the weekend. Saw it there. There you are, gladly. Because I passed by, there's some socks, there are all sorts of different other stuff that they have. I passed there on Saturday, I made my donation, and you can make even more donations, or you can get your pink shirt from your headquarters there in Henry Lane in the town as well. But we want everybody en masse to come out on the 3rd of October and really walk for the cure. But get your t-shirt very, very early. It doesn't have to be pink, there's also white, as a matter of fact, right?
There is also white, but I do have to say it's actually the 2nd of October, so it's Sunday, October 2nd. It's okay. It's happened before, but Pearson, this is why we're here. You see, you were just testing me, but it's actually the Sunday. We don't want people coming and walking during working hours.
So true.
Sunday, October 2nd.
Well done, Dr. Stephanie.
Yeah.
So, folks, now you know what to do. From today and every day, we're heading out to the respective restaurants and the different places, and you're going to ask for the pink drink. You get that pink lemonade, pink flamingo. It's non-alcoholic. Consume as much as you want. And, of course, every time you do, take a picture of yourself and tag BCS Breast Screening, and you can stand a chance to win. But your purchase of that goes into the donation to purchase these very life-saving equipment from the breast screening program. Or you can get your t-shirts, early o'clock, or any of the other gadgets. There are some water mugs. There are all sorts of things that they have, wonderful things they have. And you can, there you go. And you can certainly, get it at Sheraton Mall on the weekend, or you can get it on any day from the headquarters and the breast screening program at Henry's Lane. Give them a call if you want to, 436-8888, 436-8888, to know more about how your organization, your group, your family can be a part of it. And make your generous donations. It's for a very worthy cause indeed. Dr. Stephanie Day, thank you for joining us again this morning. Much success once more. This is the 3rd edition of the Pink Drink campaign, folks. Let's enjoy this. You're welcome.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye, indeed so. Morning Barbados takes a break here. We're coming back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
So as I told you at the beginning of the show, Trinity goes to school, but Trinity goes to school where? And who's Trinity? Trinity Clark, our songbird from beautiful Barbados, joins us now along with Dr. Bell. Let me see if I want to get the name right so I don't want to misquote you. All right, so welcome, sir. Indeed, welcome indeed to Morning Barbados. Good morning to you all.
Good morning.
Good morning.
So Trinity, I want to hear from you first of all. Where are you now?
I am in Malvern, Florida.
What are you doing there, Trinity?
Well, I am schooling at a boarding school called Malvern Academy. And here I'm on a scholarship of the Music Conservatory.
So while there, you're doing that, and you're having a grand old Duke of York time, Trinity?
Yes.
That's good. So why have you chosen there to go to school at this time?
Well, honestly speaking, my mother is the one that brought it to my attention. And she was like, this is a really good opportunity. And I was like, okay, let's go for it. And then when she signed me up for the scholarship, I got the scholarship. And I was really happy to hear that. And as a result, I'm here. She made all the necessary steps to make sure that I have my visas and everything so that when I come here, I don't have any issues to worry about while home. And so far, I'm doing really well. And I really love this school.
I'm going to come back and delve into that in just a moment. You really love this school. Dr. Dean Bell is the Director of Arts at Montverde School, and it's a private academy. Talk to me a little bit about the programs that you offer there, Dr. Bell.
Sure. Obviously, we are very pleased with the education that we provide to students here. We're recognized actually as one of the top independent boarding schools in the state of Florida and ranked nationally as well. We have a program really that excels both academically in the arts and athletically. We get students actually from 93 countries around the world that are present on campus here, and because of that we have a very diverse and rich academic program that not only focuses on the students' desires, where they want to go, whether that be in a sport or in the arts, but also focuses on the rich campus life which we have here, which students get to experience along the way.
You have one of our very best with you at your school now in Trinity Clark. So what does it mean to anyone who enrolls in the Montverde Academy? You talked about broadly you talked about it just on what you offer, but talk me through when they come out, what are some of the things that they're coming out with?
Sure. Specifically in our program, in the conservatories, we offer both a music conservatory and a theater conservatory. The students who come to us have a passion for the arts and are really looking to continue that post-high school, usually in our case, starting with some sort of collegiate program, training program, and then going on to do that professionally. So our programs are designed for our students to be prepared to not only make it to the next level in college, but specifically to make it to the top tiers of colleges. And right now we're fortunate to have every student that has been a part of the conservatory program that has chosen to go on as a profession has gone on to one of the top tier colleges in the United States to study and then move on after they graduate into the professional ranks.
I know Trinity, Berkeley College is also within your site, and so being there at Montverde, you now are really on the first rung to professionalism. Talk to me a little bit now, having settled a little bit there now, you know your feet on the floor and you know exactly where to go. Give me a typical day and what does it mean to be able to interact with so many people, because very few are selected to be a part of this private academy.
Yes. Oh, what is my day like? My day is very busy. I'm always having assignments. I always have something to do. Within this school, it is not possible for you to just be sitting and just laying there waiting for something to happen. You always have something to do. And my day, I usually have all of my academics. So I have maths, I have algebra 2, then I have French, then I have English 2 honors, world history, and so on, and then environmental science honors. So then after that, I usually have my lunch break, and then for the rest of the day from around 12 to 4 is my music conservatory.
And so it's quite busy. And whenever that day is over, my day never ends. Because as soon as I come back to my dorm and I think I can get a nap, I can't.
And I mean, you signed up for this. How did you sign up for it? How did you get involved? What was it that you were required to do to be able to enroll?
Well, that side of stuff, my mom really did for me. But as far as I'm concerned, with the little knowledge I do have, she would have enrolled on the schooling app, and she got assistance from family that live here, that are actually a part of the school, and so she was able to go through the entire process to make sure that everything was completed and nothing was left undone. So I would really give props to my mom for doing all of that for me, because I don't think I would have been able to do it by myself. The most I contributed to was signing up for the scholarship.
Okay. Dr. Bell, what does it take to enroll at the Monteverde Academy?
To actually enroll, of course, as Trinity said, we do start with simply a common application, which is available on the school's website, montford.org. From there, it is a process of providing records, testing, etc., from an academic standpoint. In the case of joining the conservatory, then students that are looking to join the conservatory have to do an audition. Most of our people audition in person, but in Trinity's case, because of course she was international at that point, she submitted a video audition, and that process then was reviewed by the panel of music or theater faculty for possible admission. And then out of the pool of candidates that we receive interest in, then we narrow that down to those that we feel that we want to add to our program. And then that also comes into play with the scholarship, because everybody who does actually apply successfully to the conservatory program, then we consider for scholarship possibilities.
So here it is, Trinity, from all of the people of the world, you were one who was chosen. And so now you get to interact with so many people from across the world who are equally talented. What does it mean to you to be able to rub shoulders with them, and what have you learned so far?
It really uplifts me, and it really makes me happy to be able to be around all of these people, because they're very diverse, like all the way from Japan, Utopia, and I'm like, okay, so why am I here again? But they never make you feel less than. They always include you, especially in my conservatory. Everybody loves to encourage everybody, because we're all shy. We come from different backgrounds. It might be tough, it might be easy, but we come from different cultures, and so we embrace each other. And it really makes me not shy anymore, because I am confident enough to sing around them. At first I really was, but now I am like, okay, I see that you guys appreciate me. And so I was really, and I am still really grateful to be here.
So, Dr. Bell, you know, there it is. They're rubbing shoulders one with the other. They come in shy, but they leave as stars. They leave as really diamonds in the rough, waiting for it to be discovered. What is it that you do, apart from just being able to run them through the rudiments, to get that confidence level up, so that that performance level equals the confidence?
Well, we're really blessed here to have a great number of students who are a part of our program, and of those students then, you know, when they're working with people who are of equal talent, I think it raises the bar across the board. But we're also blessed to have a very strong faculty, and this faculty has years of experience in providing this education and helping people to achieve the next level. And then you couple that with an academy, which the academy as a whole has a lot of advantages that a number of other schools might not have. And because of that, we're able to bring in international recording artists to perform with us. We're able to perform in some state-of-the-art venues. We're able to interface with the local greater Orlando arts community to provide opportunities for our students not only to learn from these individuals, but also to perform with them. And I think all of those things coupled together just automatically raises everybody's innate talent to a new level.
Yes, that's so true. You know, you're rated as #1 of the most diverse private schools in Florida. That is a rating that is significant indeed. And so, Trinity, you are there. But Dr. Bell, in case you didn't know, she sings gospel. She has put her feet into the calypso arena. She sings ballads. She sings, and she just loves to sing. As a matter of fact, just a couple months ago, Dr. Bell, for your information, you may already know this, Trinity placed second in the soca category in the Junior Monarch competition. She also did a video production for that performance that shows that Trinity has all that it takes to really put together a complete show. And so, Trinity, hearing us talk to you about yourself like this, I hope it's not blowing your head.
Yes, it is.
But you come already with a certain set of skill sets that almost, you know, put you a little bit ahead of the others. When you observe the other people in your class, where are they in relation to what you've been able to achieve thus far, Trinity?
That's a good question. Because, I mean, out of all of the students, I would say that I'm quite different, right? Really different. It's not a different that excludes me, just different that makes me, or that makes others want to explore me in a sense. Because I do sing soca, and I'm very diverse. I can sing any genre. And I think that my coach, Miss Diane, she was actually very proud that I was able to just put my foot down on Italian and jazz, because jazz is not my thing. So when I was able to do that, and as I just continue singing whatever they do give me, they just continue to be impressed and continue to train me accordingly.
We're listening to your performance of the national anthem, the U.S. national anthem. I want to hear it myself, if you don't mind. Just a moment. There you go. That's our Trinity Clark. There you go, singing the U.S. national anthem. It's not an easy anthem to sing because it goes through so many different changes and keys. And especially when everybody notes and marks everyone else's performance against Whitney Houston's from the Olympics then. Tackling that mentally, how was it for you taking on that big project to sing the U.S. national anthem?
Honestly, I was scared. But I was also excited because it was an opportunity for me to sing.
Yes.
And I just like to sing. Most of the time, if anybody does need me to sing in the conservatory for anything, it may be a game, it may be for an assembly, I will step up to sing no matter how scared I am, because at the end of the day, I'm going to keep singing.
And keep singing. Yes, keep singing is what you're doing. So you're part of that. This is all part of your journey at the moment at Mount Verde Academy in Florida. I want to thank you so much, Dr. Dean Bell, the Director of Arts there, for taking our little talent and helping to hone that talent for the rest of the world. She, for one of us, is our beige to the world. Yeah, I know she would have participated in that contest as well. So she now is taking that flight, and we can't wait to see where else the world takes you, Trinity, and your talent as well. We celebrate you here in Barbados. We wish you the very best with this stage of your journey, and we look forward to much more from you. Thank you.
Yes, you're welcome.
And Dr. Bell as well, thank you very much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Mornin Barbados takes a break here. We're coming back in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
2 past the hour, time for us to take another look at the news. We turn to Wendy Burke. Wendy.
Good morning to you, Pearson, and good morning to those viewers now joining us. The Barbados Light and Power Company's rate hearing before the Fair Trading Commission is expected to resume this morning at 9. This after the 5-member commission, led by Chairman Dr. Donley Carrington, dismissed 2 motions submitted by the Office of Public Counsel to adjourn the hearing for 2 months and extend the timeline given to participate in the rate hearing. The acting public counsel, Sharon Dean, who is representing the Barbados Association of Retired Persons, along with various small business enterprises and the public in general, said due to extended illness of the substantive holder of the office, she only took up the office a few days ago prior to the start of the hearing and was not in a position to adequately prepare. All of the other interveners, with the exception of the Barbados Association of Renewable Energy, BREA, supported the motion. BREA noted that if the office, with the exception of the Barbados Association, noted in the Office of the Public Counsel did not take part, other interveners could argue on behalf of those it was representing. For its part, the Barbados Light and Power Company objected, saying another adjournment would further affect its presentation of its case. Lead counsel, King's Counsel Ramon Allen, said any further delays would redound to the detriment of the general public, who would ultimately bear the cost. After a near 4-hour deliberation, Dr. Carrington said the commission denied the motion, and in response, Ms. Dean asked the hearing to be stayed so that the Office of the Public Counsel could make an application to a higher court. We understand that the president of BARP, Marlon Rice-Bowen, confirmed that the council will be going to file a motion in the High Court to have the rate hearing stopped. So that's one we'll continue to follow today. Gusty winds from a tropical wave system blew off a section of a roof at the Allen School yesterday morning, and as a consequence, classes were called off. Chief Education Officer Dr. Ramona Archer Bradshaw says about 10 sheets of galvanized were ripped from the structure by the high winds.
I was made aware that due to the high gust experience in St. Andrew at about 8:15 this morning, the galvanized on the roof began to flap. At that time, the principal took the children, all of the children in that vicinity, and placed them in an area that was safe, and made the decision at the point in time that due to the flapping galvanized and those that eventually came off the roof, that the school be closed. Of course, the Ministry of Education made that decision.
The roof was replaced, and Dr. Archer Bradshaw says classes will resume today.
The Board of Management is responsible for the work at the secondary school. I'm very happy that they were able to make contact with the contractors so that they were able to go on the site and ensure that the galvanized was secured as it should be. I can tell you that school will resume tomorrow morning. So the children will not be out for any significant period, and we do not anticipate that we will have a problem such as this in the near future.
The Democratic Labour Party has lost the services of one of its young politicians. Dr. Dawn Marie Armstrong has bowed out of elective politics. The 34-year-old sports psychologist, who came to national attention during the 2022 general elections earlier this year with her fiery and sometimes controversial speeches, took to social media to announce her decision. She wrote that after weeks of deep and thoughtful reflection, she's decided to focus on more charitable initiatives while pursuing opportunities as an academic beyond Barbados' shores. Dr. Armstrong says she was initially choosing to stay.
But then when I thought about my professional development, the decade that I have committed to reaching the top of my field and, thinking about the political direction that the country is headed in and the leadership that we are left with in politics as it stands, I believe that the time was now for me to pursue my professional opportunities, not just for my benefit, but for those who are in and around my company and those who will indirectly benefit from the opportunities that I am provided with in the near future.
It's back to Pearson and Morning Barbados.
Wendy, thank you. We'll take a break here. We'll continue with Morning Barbados in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We are 8.5 minutes after 7 o'clock this Thursday morning, and as you know, we like to celebrate our young people and the things that they do. Our next guest is one who, at the tender age of 28, is on a journey caused by not tragedy, but that tragedy has inspired his trajectory. His name is actually the DJ fraternity. His name is Stefan Rouse. I know if I say it like that, you all wonder, who is Stefan Rouse? If I said DJ Lynx, you might recognize him immediately. DJ Lynx, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. Thank you for asking. How do you do?
A little bit sleepy, but you know, I'm good still.
Well, that is the world of an entertainer like yourself. That's what you guys do. You work till late and then you sleep through the morning part. Let's talk a little bit about your, what was it, and I deliberately said it, tragedy to trajectory. What was it that happened that turned you on to music and DJing?
Okay, so my parents are actually singers from the People's Cathedral. So from a young age, I was actually enrolled into like the church choirs and stuff like that. Then I joined the dance group. So I was always a part of music, but I wanted to do more with it. I wanted to explore more options. And when I flew to Miami for the aggressive therapy that my little brother had, I sort of saw the opportunity to pursue something different. So I decided, you know what, let me just try my hand at DJing. And I did that. The rest is history from there.
No, I'm glad you put all that into context because now I know exactly who you are. Your father's Curtis, isn't he?
Yes.
Got
yes,
it,
yes.
got it in one go. You see, I said it that because we were at school together at Coleridge and Parry as well, so now I know exactly who you are and I understand what happened then that caused you to because it was while there in Florida that waiting on results, you turned to music, you turned to a festival and you saw and experienced something that caused you to think, I want to do that too. What was it and what did you experience then that made you think, I want to do that too?
Well, the festival was Ultra Music Festival. Just seeing like the pool of people just raving and throwing their hands up and just in pure bliss and harmony. It was just like, I felt the vibes radiating from the laptop. So it was like, I want to experience that. I want to be able to give people that same energy. So I literally Googled DJ school right after and found one that was in the area. It was very close. So I said, you know what? Yeah, let's go try this. Let's do this thing.
But making a decision to make this your life, really, and it's not all you do, but to be a significant part of your life. How easy was that to be able to do, or how difficult? Given the parents are going to step in and say, "But you sure you want to do this, Stefan? This is not sustainable, Stefan." Those kinds of conversations obtained in the house.
Yes, of course. Being as that my parents grew up. My parents are Christians, and my parents at first, in the beginning, they were kind of like, oh, you know, we're too happy with the secular being a DJ kind of thing. But then as I continued to hone the craft and continue to network with people and start to do different jobs, then I guess they were like, okay, he's serious about this. It's not something he's gonna start it and then stop it. So then after that, they were very supportive of it, and they helped me out. I have a studio at home now and everything. So, you know,
Nice.
it took a very different turn.
And see, and this is what we're talking about, all the different turns that happen along the way of your life. And so you're a past student of the Dighton Griffith, you hold a certificate in computer engineering, you're doing some motor vehicle engineering, and a whole host of things along with DJing. But your DJing is the one that provides you, opens many, many doors for you. Where are some of the places and with whom have you performed?
I did Soak on the Hill this year. I DJ'd with Zula International. I also did Limers Cruise. Also DJ'd in Toronto as well. I've also done some work with like Nikki Beach, Lime Bar, just about everywhere around the island. Yeah, Waikiki, those kind of stuff. Just wherever the call is, I get there. I get there.
What is it that we, the audience, quite don't get about DJing? You know, we see you guys are sweating yourself out and having a good old time, but we are also sweating ourselves out partying to the music. What is it that we don't quite get because we, you know, we make assumptions about DJs. So what is it that we don't quite get right?
DJing is a lot of thought, I would say. It's a lot of thought. So although it's a lot of vibes and a lot of energy, you still have to be able to think. Like for me, I try to think 5 songs ahead of the song that I just played, and then I still have to like read the crowd and say, okay, well, they probably don't like this. Gotta switch it up. So it's a lot of maneuvering while you're doing it, but you still have to maintain the energy and everything. So a lot of people don't understand that. They think it's just, you know, pressing play and then letting music run, but it's not. It's a lot more than that.
How is it fighting against the tide of perception about DJs? Some people think that DJs can be a little bit reckless in their music selections, can be a little bit reckless in some of the things they say. How do you respond to that, and how do you fight against that perception?
I think every DJ has their own unique style and their own unique way of playing music, their own unique way of saying certain things. For me, I just I go with what I feel. Like I look around, basically read the room, and I just try to flow from there, try to give them what I feel that they want. And if it doesn't work, then I switch it up mid-set, switch it up till I find it.
Yes. So you're constantly reading the crowd. You're constantly getting the sense of what's the vibe coming back at me, so I can make whatever adjustments need to be made. Now, in terms of young people watching today who are fascinated by the world of DJs, what advice would you give to them?
I would tell them, try it, and once you try it, don't stop it. Like, it's gonna seem difficult in the beginning, but just practice, work at it, and eventually, you know, you're just gonna build something. It's a lot of fun, it's a lot of vibes, and you can make it happen for sure.
You can stick with it, but we could be sticking with the wrong things in terms of being able to be schooled in the right things as it relates to DJing. Is there any space anywhere where people can turn to say, you know what, I'm taking a DJ class?
I believe that Menace is doing a course, DJ Menace. I believe that he does a course here in Barbados, so you can contact him. I don't have the contact for him, but I believe he's doing a course here. Yeah, that teaches DJing. And I don't know, if you guys want to hit me up too, you can hit me up on Instagram, DEEJAYLANX_. I could teach. I would teach something. I don't mind.
DJ spelled out DEEJAYLINX. It's right there on your screen on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. One word, at DJ Lynx is what it is. And so, you know, your parents would always say you must have something else to fall back on. And so what is your fallback plan?
Well, as I said, I'm doing motor vehicle engineering right now. This is my 3rd year at the Samuel Jamlin Prescott. So I'll be doing full electric vehicles, hybrid vehicles, because that's the way I believe that the market is heading to now. So I'm looking to jump into that niche market and train on those. So, you know, if the DJing thing doesn't work out, then I'll probably still try to fix a car. If that doesn't work out, then I'll do an online business. I'll find something. I'll find something to do.
You know, I watched your face as you were talking through everything. You started with the broad smile and DJing, then I got into motor vehicle engineering and stuff, got all serious, and then you came out to the smile. Says a lot about you indeed. But it was a pleasure meeting you today. We recognize you today as one of our exceptional young people. You know, you're taking your skill to the world, and I'm sure that, you know, the world is ready to receive you. And I like the fact that you do have a solid fallback plan as well. You know, there's a lot of fun one can get in DJing, but it takes some work, young people. It's not a plaything, well, even though you play and have a good old party as you go. So Stefan Rouse, DJ Lynx, thank you so much for joining us, and we're happy to recognize you as one of our exceptional young Barbadians. Have a good day.
Thank you very much for having me. You have a good day as well, Pearson.
Thank you so much indeed. We're taking a break here on Morning Barbados. We're back in just a moment. We're 19 and a half minutes now after 7 o'clock. Our next guest goes by the name of Keyshawn Abrams. He's 22 years old, a former student of the Parkinson Memorial, holding his degree in political science and law from the University of the West Indies, but is also an artist. And he's about to have his very first solo exhibition. He joins us now. Good morning to you, Keyshawn.
Hello, good morning.
I just spelled out your I'm well, thank you for asking. And I've just spelled out your whole life in just one sentence practically in there. And so when one stops to think about it, at 22 years old, you've achieved quite a lot. Tell me what it means to you to know that you are where you are at this time.
You know, it means a lot to me because it wasn't just something that just happened out of like thin air. You know, it was a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication to it. So,
for there to have been hard work means that there were some challenges. Can you outline some of those challenges that you had to push through in order to achieve everything?
Yeah, definitely. So one of the challenges were like trying to balance learning art and going to school and also working. So that was a big one. And then you also had like a lot of people saying, well, maybe you can't get it done. Maybe it's not for you. So yeah.
Yeah, the negative forces around you. And so, but you persevered, and look at you now. You're Keyshawn Abrams, about to have your first solo exhibition. I mean, you've exhibited with other people before. So why are you doing it on your own this time?
I wanted to have a serious body of work with one direct message, with one general meaning behind it. So I was saying, you know, maybe I should it's time to just go in and do my own thing.
What's that one message with one direction?
I wanted to have the exhibition focus on young individuals leaving school, especially men. I think that in society today, we need a strong voice backing, a strong positive voice backing young men and young people in society today. So I wanted to really like portray that in my art.
How much of that, you know, okay, let me phrase it a little differently. Parkinson Memorial and their perceptions around that. And as a young man having gone to Parkinson Memorial in the Pine, as a matter of fact, finding your way out, is this what you also were able to capture in the art that you would have on display when the exhibition opens?
100%, 100%. I went through various lists of topics, so it's not like a boring exhibition or you come in and you see like just one set of stuff. I went in communities, I spoke to people, you know, so it was a lot of research to come to this conclusions.
Has anybody ever compared your work with anyone else's work from anywhere? The reason I'm asking is because I just saw some images there that reminded me of Basquiat's work, and he was a Haitian artist. Has anybody ever said that to you?
Yeah, I sometimes get that. He is sometimes one of my inspirations behind some of my pieces. Yeah, so those pieces are more inspired of like my story, like whatever I might be going through personally in my life, and you could kind of see the messages hidden in between the characters and what's actually going on. And yeah,
you know, in some pieces we're seeing in some pieces we're seeing the beauty even in its dysfunction, and that can't be easy to pull together. How? Because I'm trying to imagine if I'm going to scroll up, I'm going to scroll up, but you are going to find even in that scroll a way to craft it in such a way that it shines beautifully through. That's a skill set that not many of us have. That rests in you, Keyshawn.
You know, it's, again, back to it. So there's a lot of practice and a lot of dedication. I remember when I was working, every single day after work, I would come in, I would go hold a shower, and the very first thing you can do from 6 straight to 12 o'clock in the night is just draw or paint or just like release all that energy onto my canvas, and then get up 6 o'clock in the morning, get back to work, and then do it, just repeat, rinse and repeat.
Yeah, this is really truly your passion. I love the fact that at your young, tender age of 22, you're living your passion. And so this exhibition is starting in a couple of days, as a matter of fact. So talk to me about where it is and when it is, so that people can really come and engage with your creativity.
So the exhibition is going to be held at the Spirit Ball Mall. So when you go on the highway, not the highway, on
in town,
the boardwalk.
Coinage, yeah.
Yes, right. Yeah. So on the boardwalk, and I gotta say a big thanks to the people at the Center for Hybrid Studies for allowing me this great opportunity, and I also have to give a huge thanks to the Winifred Cumberbatch Art Gallery for giving me the ability to just have this space and work and perfect my craft. So
if you're lost a little bit, let me explain to you folks. If you're walking on the boardwalk in town along the Coringe, the water is on your left. If you're heading out of town, the water is on your left. On the right, you will pass First Caribbean, and it's that next building there with the brick wall built blocks outside. That's the hybrid center that we're talking about. That's where Keyshawn's work will be on display from the 25th and for a whole month. And I mean, are you excited? Are you looking forward to this with great excitement?
Very, very excited. Very, very excited. I work very, very hard on this, and I really hope that a lot of people come out and just view it. If I could touch or probably change the mindset of one person, I would have done a good job. I really think so.
Because it's called Real Talk. Why have you themed the exhibition Real Talk?
Because we need to have real conversation, so real talk.
And so your art puts it right there. And it's left to you.
Right here.
Unapologetically, that's what you do. This is from the mind and the hands and the experience of Keyshawn Abrams. And so it's left to me, the interpreter, now to engage with it.
Correct, 100%. I want you, the viewer, to take something away from the paintings. You know, to like view it and like try to find the meaning within it. So yeah. Real talk.
Is real talk. So is the exhibition open every day, Monday to Friday, or Monday through Sunday?
Every day, Monday to Friday.
Okay, weekdays only, from 10 in the morning till 3 in the afternoon. And is there an admission fee? Do we just walk in?
No, no admission fee. I want you to walk in. I want to reach as many people. So you come in, you view it, and yeah, no admission fee at all.
Boy, I was equally excited as you. Are you on the ground floor or you're upstairs?
I am on the ground floor.
Okay, great. So it's easy to walk in and just walk right in and walk into Real Talk. Real Talk. How many pieces? How many pieces are you going to have in the exhibition?
Originally, I was aiming for 12, but I have 10 so far, and they're very big pieces. They're like 5 feet by 5 feet, 5 foot by 6 feet. So they're not small pieces at all. So it's like a lot of work. Yeah.
Right. So now, if I put that into context, this is as tall as my producer. So I know I get the idea of how large they are. They're truly almost life size. And that's the beauty of what you've been able to create. This is fantastic work that you've been able to do with Keyshawn. And so there it is. Have you worked, you've exhibited with other people. Have you exhibited the same or similar pieces with other people's works? Or are these now fresh, brand new from the eyes of Keyshawn?
Brand new, fresh pieces. All brand new, fresh pieces.
Good. So if you've seen his work before, these are new pieces now that he has on display from the 25th of the month of September until the following month, the 25th as well, 10 to 3, Monday to Friday, Real Talk. And, you know, right away, you're going to see all of what he's been able to pull apart from his experiences, indeed, Real Talk. And in doing so, here's hoping that you have that conversation with yourself, if with no one else, that would help to change your experience to something positive, as Keyshawn has been able to achieve through his as well. At 22 years old, Keyshawn, you've achieved a lot. Holder of your bachelor's degree in political science and law, and you're crafting the kind of work that you're doing there as well. I commend you, and we can't wait to see the exhibition open every day, Monday to Friday, totally free in the Spirit Bond Mall there, the Hybrid Center. That's exactly where he's showcasing. And I hope that Barbadians, visitors to our islands, everybody, whatever man or child, you come on down and engage with this art. All the best, Keyshawn. Thank you for joining us, and we recognize you today as one of our exceptional young people, Keyshawn Abrams.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome indeed. So there is, the exhibition is on from the 25th of this month to the 25th of next month, free, Monday to Friday, 10 to 3 in the Spirit Bond Mall there in Bridgetown. We're going to take a break. We're coming back with more in just a moment.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
We are approaching 28 minutes now to go to 8 o'clock. Time for us to have a little bit of fun for just a little while by you calling me to unscramble some letters. So you know the numbers now, right? 228-5562, or 228-5563. We're asking you to unscramble this. And unscrambling this means that you will unscramble the letters to the word on your screen, and you'll set them in order, and then you'll call me and let me know the word, and you'll use it in a sentence. So look at the first word here on your screen. What word do you think we can make when we unscramble these letters? Ken was on the ball yesterday from St. Michael. 228-5562 or 228-5563. You can call me from anywhere across the island or anywhere across the world. 228-5562 or 228-5563. What word, when you unscramble these letters on your screen at the moment, you can make? Use that word in a sentence. I can't wait to hear from you. So 228-5562 or 228-5563. What word can you make from this? This is, I don't know, able sky. But those are, I know those are two words in my head. But what one word you can make? If I can give you a bit of a hint, it's a word that we use in Barbados. I don't know if it's used anywhere else. Maybe it is. Maybe it is. But for sure it identifies, another hint, a place in Barbados. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Good morning. Hello.
Yeah, good morning. How are you?
Hey, I'm well. How are you doing?
I'm fine.
Good. What's your first name and where are you calling from?
My name is Angela. I'm calling from Bannisterland.
Hello, Angela. So therefore you're in St. Michael?
Yes, please.
All right, Angela. So, Angela, what word do you think you can make using these letters on the screen?
I just taking a chance try. Skyable.
Skyable?
Skyable.
So, give me that in a sentence.
Well, skyable in a sentence.
Come, Angela. Come.
You got me there.
I know I got you there because, Angela, you are dead wrong.
Oh,
that's all right, Angie. That's all right, Angie. You have a good day. Thank you for trying, okay? All right, good girl. Angela, no. Turn it around. Doesn't confuse. Make it right. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Good morning. Hello.
Good morning, Pearson.
Hey, Ken?
Good morning.
Oh, hi, morning, sir. What's your first name?
Rudy.
Say it again.
R-U-D-Y, Rudy.
Rudy, you have on your TV real loud, though.
It's a little bit from me, though.
So just lower the volume on the TV for me a little bit, Rudy. Fair?
Yeah.
Yeah, you do that so that we don't become confused.
Calling from St. Michael.
All right, Rudy from St. Michael. How are you doing this morning, Rudy?
I'm good.
So, do they call you Rudy all the time or they shorten your name?
I'm Rudolph, yeah, they call me Rudy.
Oh, you're Rudolph and otherwise known as Rudy. All right, Rudy, my brother, take a try. What word do you see on your screen?
Blakey's.
Blake who?
Blakey's.
Use it in a sentence. Let me see if it's right.
I went by Blakey's last night and the vibe was real good.
Well done, Rudolph. Absolutely right. Thanks a lot. All right, buddy.
Good, buddy.
Rudy got it right. Rudy got it right. He's absolutely right. It's Blakey's, not Skyable. Can we give them another one? Let's see. Look at this one. This is so Russian to me. I'm telling you right now. I don't know what it is, but do you? Look at it. It's a new set of words. 2 words. New set of words on your screen. Figure it out. Sort them out into order and give me a call on 228-5562 or 228-5563. So far, Rudy or Rudolph has been right. Will you be the next one who is right? 228-5562 or 228-5563. Look at these letters, set them in order. There are 2 words on your screen. Resolve it for me and give me a call. 228-5562 or 228-55. Let's not have a car crash. On the cow. 228-5562 or 228-5563. Morning. Hello. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. And you?
I'm well, thank you too for asking. What's your first name and what parish are you watching from?
My name is Leah St. Michael.
Juliet of St. Michael.
Leah.
Or Leah of St. Michael. All right, Leah, so tell me, Leah, what words do you see on your screen?
Hastings Rocks.
And use those words in a sentence for me before I tell you whether you're right or wrong.
Okay. I'm going to Hastings Rocks for an exercise session this evening.
Really? For true?
Not really.
Or you make... Leah, seriously, you're not going there for exercise this evening?
I should, but I'm not this evening.
You're in the mood today.
Not really.
All right, that's all right. I get you, girl. But you know what, Leah?
Yes, please.
I am going there tomorrow morning, Friday.
Okay.
Yes, that's where we're going to be live tomorrow morning, Friday, on Morning Barbados. So between 6:30 and 8, of course, Morning Report will also be there. So, yes. Leah, you want to come down tomorrow morning and do your exercise?
I'll try to get there.
Since you're missing today, come tomorrow morning for real. I want to meet you there in Hastings Rocks tomorrow, Leah, okay?
Okay.
I'll be looking for you. Leah, well done. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Leah is absolutely right. Hastings Rocks is where we'll be. That's a location that is going to be fantastic. Tomorrow morning, we'll wake up early. That's where we're going to be. I can't wait to have the sea in the back, other sea bits and sights of sounds all around. We probably get to do a little bit of a traffic report there tomorrow morning too. You never know. But tune in tomorrow morning as we go live from Hastings Rocks tomorrow morning on Morning Barbados in the parish of Christ Church. So look out for that tomorrow morning. Don't you dare miss it. We're taking a break here. We're coming back in a minute.
Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you. Morning, morning, morning. Good morning. Good morning to you.
20 and a half minutes now to go to 8 o'clock. Are you ready for National Youth Week? Young people, listen up. It is our week next week. National Youth Week. This is what I said. Pearson, behave yourself. You're right. I should behave myself. But National Youth Week is definitely on next week. And the division, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment, they're going to join us now to talk a little bit about what we can expect next week as part of National Youth Week. Joining us is Fisheries Catwell and Jadiel Lazar, who are both members of the committee. Good morning, both of you.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you so much. Jadiel, did I say your name correctly?
It's Jadiel.
Jadiel. Listen, y'all in this, your mother did this to you?
My father, actually.
So it's your father you're going to blame for this one? Because everybody no doubt gets it wrong, right?
More often than not.
All right, Jadiel. Let me practice it. All right, so Sharice, we'll start with you. Paint the picture of National Youth Week. Why are we having National Youth Week, and when is National Youth Week?
Well, National Youth Week takes place from September 25th to October 2nd, and we're having National Youth Week. We do it every year. We want to celebrate young people, empower young people, motivate young people. So it's actually kicking off this Sunday, which is September 25th. I'm actually going to let Mr. Lazar start us off with the National Youth Service.
His name is Jadiel.
Jadiel.
Jadiel, start us off.
Yes, please. So on the 25th of September, we are having a National Youth Service, and this will be held at the Rhodes Gymnasium, and it starts at 4 o'clock and running until 5:30, just an hour and a half. And we are inviting everyone to come to the youth service. It's not restricted for any specific faith. All are welcome. All are invited to come. We have attempted to help persons to get to the gymnasium as well, so there will be free transportation. You can look out on our pages, Division of Youth or Div Youth 246. That's on IG, Division of Youth Affairs. That's for Facebook. For the routes, and there are a few routes that we are bringing from the stations in order to mobilize persons to help them to get to the gymnasium. It's free of cost. You will be able to see gymnasium on the bus, and you'll be able to get a bus free to the gymnasium and also back. As I said, you can basically log in and have a look at our pages, and you'll be able to see the routes. It's a little easier because there are a few of them.
Yes.
There's a few coming from Spikestown, have one from Bridgetown Terminal, and one will be coming from St. Philip as well. So we're trying to basically shuttle and have a service for everyone that they will be able to get there and back comfortably.
So those three cardinal points, the north, the southwest, northwest, whichever you choose to call it, or the east, Spikestown, Bridgetown, and somewhere, where in St. Philip will be the start point?
The start point will be the Mine Grove Station.
Okay, fine. And but the service starts at 4 in the afternoon at the Village Gymnasium, and all of this is happening under the theme Acknowledging Excellence, Inspiring Youth. And so it's a whole week of activities. The church service, we want everybody to come. It's going to be live on TV8, but you can also watch it on the YouTube pages as well. So folks, now you know, but to get the route so you know where to go or stand to wait for the bus that brings you to National Youth Service at the Village Gymnasium on Sunday, you need to go onto the pages of the Division of Youth, Div Youth 246 on Instagram or on Facebook, Division of Youth, and see it all there. Now, then that's on Sunday. What happens then on Monday, the 26th?
On Monday, the 26th, we are having a Youth Open Day. And the Youth Open Day basically is where the ministry is showing our programs and our initiatives. Because there are a lot of persons who usually say that, hey, we don't know what the Ministry of Youth does. So what we're doing with the Open Day is that we're going to have the different programs, the different departments and what's not come to basically showcase, have pamphlets, have paraphernalia, or memorabilia, and basically be able to have a one-on-one session with persons, get them signed up into programs. There's the Barbados Youth Advance Corps who's still taking persons. We also have other programs, the Pathways program, the employability program, to be having great success. They always look for young persons to come and sign up. There's the Next Step, our training initiative, for like a last chance program for persons. Obviously, results would have now come out for those that have just done their CXCs. So if there are, persons who have not been able to gain the CXCs or qualifications that they would like, there's also that last chance program that they can come and sign up. Persons may be good and skilled with their hands. There's the vocational training board. There's a whole set of programs that are the Ministry of Youth on, so that they can come and have a look and a see and sign up and be able to do something, with their lives and, not just sit at home.
I got you. And it's at the Oystins Bay Gardens on Monday, folks, from 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. You would have gone to Golden Square Freedom Park. You've had an experience there as well, so you know what we're talking about. This one, they bring it now to the south of the island in Oystins Bay Gardens on Monday coming the 26th, from 10 in the morning till 4 in the afternoon. Entertainment, food, you're in the right food spot, so you don't need to worry about lunch, but take time to browse the different stall spaces and get to know more about the different services of the Division of Youth and the different areas in Barbados where young people can be engaged, sharing the programs and initiatives indeed. Then on Tuesday, who's going to tackle Tuesday Youth Volunteer Day?
Jadal is going to tackle Tuesday. I'm going to come in for the latter half of the week.
Okay. Janelle, go ahead quickly with what is the Youth Volunteer Day?
So Youth Volunteer Day, that's on the Tuesday, 27th, as you said. Basically, we are wanting to highlight the volunteerism of youth groups and individuals. What we basically ask is that you take a video doing your volunteer so we can highlight it on our social media pages, and just basically bring a highlight to those persons who currently do volunteer work, because we know they're more so the unsung heroes. So we want to bring a highlight to those persons who do volunteer work and volunteerism, and we are just asking persons to record their volunteer initiatives that they will be taking on, and just share it with us that we can have it shared so that persons can understand and see the youth groups or the young people or any persons that will be doing any volunteer work on that day. So
That's
that day is
wonderful.
catered for them.
So whether it is that you choose to volunteer as a young person to cut the hair of an elderly person, to bring groceries for an elderly person or someone within your community, in your space, capture all of it and share it with the Division of Youth. Then coming up on Wednesday, Get Hired. This one sounds interesting.
Yes, and it is very interesting. So the Get Hired program is actually brought to you in collaboration with Princess Trust International and the Ministry of Youth. So what the program does is that it actually connects young persons between the ages of 18 and 25 who are job ready with hiring employers. So the participants are able to benefit from interview tips, advice on how to write their CVs, and they're also able to learn valuable soft skills before they actually sit down and meet with the interviewer. So it's a very comprehensive and very beneficial program for young persons who are seeking employment, and that is going to be September 28th. Registration will be done online, but I just want to let everyone know that this is a continuous program. So if you're not able to participate in this one happening during Youth Week, don't worry, you can stay connected to our Instagram page at DaveYouth246, where we'll let you know about upcoming Get Hired sessions.
Yeah,
So
how to get hired,
really
how to be seen, how to present your best self so that prospective employer picks you. So
Yes.
Get Hired, that's a really important session. Thursday, social media takeover. If it hasn't already.
All right, so we're going to be using the social media takeover day to bring to you in-depth conversations about youth issues, challenges that youth face, and how not only those challenges, but also how we're going to propose some solutions to those challenges. So this is where we want to hear from you, join in on the conversation on Twitter, Instagram, and Facebook. Is going to be happening throughout the day. And also on the social media takeover day, we're going to be launching a podcast titled Youth on the Pod. It's going to be very interesting, very lively, very topical. We're going to be covering topics like sports, mental, physical, and sexual health, violence, unemployment, and education reform. So it's going to be really good. You can watch the full podcast on YouTube, on the Division of Youth Affairs YouTube page. It's going to be up at 1 p.m. on the 29th. And that's also going to be something that's going to be reoccurring. So you can look out for some more Youth on the Pod in the coming weeks.
Sweet, young people doing young people's things and engaging the older man me. Then on the 30th of Friday, you're having Youth Parliament on a very special topic of debate. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yes, the debate is going to be on education reform. And I know that the youth parliamentarians, they've been training really hard for the past week. They want to make this debate the best that it can be. And that's going to be happening on September 30th, Friday, at the House of Assembly. And you're able to actually watch the debate on the Division of Youth Affairs Facebook page. So you can join live, watch it live, comment, join the conversation as well on education reform. So that's going to be a really good one for
Yes,
sure.
it will be. I can't wait to hear the different points of views that are going to be debated there. And then on Saturday the 1st, you're having a Youth and Talent Expo. Wow.
Yes.
So the Youth and Talent Expo, this is, as you said, on the Saturday. And basically, we have a program, the Youth Entrepreneurship Scheme. So the YES program, what they do is that the entrepreneurs that would have come through their program, this is an opportunity for them to showcase and bring their stuff to the public, basically. And also we have talent, and we are supporting young persons. And we have a cadre of young persons that we'll be asking to come and showcase their talents as well. They are all come through the programs of the ministry. And this program, or this day of activities, is actually happening at the Sky Mall in Haggett Hall. And that's from 10 a.m. in the morning to 7 o'clock. And we are having stuff like Ashley Lashley and modeling. We have singing, we have the Ellerton Performance Group. Yes, please. So there's a whole host of activities throughout the entire mall, and you can come out from between 10 and 7, and you can basically have an engagement with our young entrepreneurs, see what they're offering. You can always come to help support those young persons that are now upcoming when it comes to business. And this is something that we really need to help support the young persons when it comes to business.
So
and also give a ear and support to the talent.
Indeed so. So we typically spend the whole day at the mall, y'all ladies, really shopping. Spend the whole day at the mall now, supporting the Market Day and Youth and Talent Expo. Sorry, Cherise, I didn't mean to do that to you. And then you end this week, that whole Youth Week, with a battle of the sexes, a cricket match, is it?
Yes, it's going to be a cricket match and staff game. So we're also going to have netball, and I believe there's going to be road tennis as well.
Whoa.
This is specifically for the employees in the Ministry of Youth. It's going to be a really fun day for us. I for one, I'm looking forward to trying my best to play netball. So it's going to be fun and when you don't have to a packed week.
Yes, what a week indeed. What a beautiful week of activities, truly. And I want to ask all of us really to really support the Division of Youth, the Ministry of Youth, Sports and Community Empowerment in this National Youth Week. Get the children, get everyone involved, acknowledging excellence, inspiring youth with all of these activities. We started on Sunday with the National Youth Service and we'll end with the Battle of Sexes the following Sunday at the... Where is that one going to be? The Herbert Memorial Cricket Match and Community and Staff Games. Where is that going to be?
It's actually going to be at the Desmond Haynes Complex. That's actually in Holders Hill.
Yes, yes.
So you can feel free to come on over. There's a pasta. There's also courts there. So it's an open event, basically.
Right, right. And all the information you can get on Instagram at divyouth246, DIVYOUTH246 on Instagram, or on Facebook and other social at Division of Youth Affairs. Spell it all out, Division of Youth Affairs. Great work, Cherise and Jadiel. Thank you so much for joining us this morning to inspire us still that there's some wonderful young people out there doing some fantastic things like yourselves. All the best. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You're very welcome indeed. You're very welcome. We're coming back in just a moment, everybody. All right, I'm back. So, I told you before that there is a young Barbadian who has been listed as one of 17 inspiring global leaders. Now, the UN Secretary General Envoy Youth Division during the SDG Action Zone announced those 17 recently, and there's a Barbadian among them. Who is it? Take a look.
Hello everyone, this is the moment that we've all been waiting for. Today we are very excited to officially launch our next class of young leaders for the Sustainable Development Goals. As a flagship initiative of my office, we biannually recognize the efforts of 17 inspirational young change makers who are leading efforts to combat the world's most pressing issues and whose leadership is catalyzing the achievement of the Sustainable Development Goals. These young leaders between the ages of 17 and 29 represent the diverse voices of young people from every region of the world, and they are collectively responsible for activating millions of other young people to create a better world for all of us. They represent the best of the best when it comes to youth leadership, having been selected from over 5,000 applications across 190 countries. And I have no doubt that you will find them as inspiring as I do. So, without further ado, here are your 2022 class of young leaders for the Sustainable Development Goals.
We are your new class of young leaders for the Sustainable Development Goals.
My name is Karimot Odebode.
Mayada Adil.
Alyssa Carson.
Emmanuel Gansé. Gupta.
Jamal Hill.
Naraizovi Kativu.
Gibson Kawago. Ronald King.
Luisa.
Paul Morrison.
Leonardo Barraga.
Isidora Guzman Silva.
From Vasco Sanchez.
Karen Wang Hanyuan.
Tila Yunana. And I am proud to be recognized by the United Nations for my advocacy
and work to create a better world for all.
As young people today, we represent one of the largest and most interconnected generations in history.
And we are the leaders who will get the things done.
We are social entrepreneurs,
peace builders,
astronauts in training,
Paralympic medalists,
inclusion, disability rights, and gender equality activists,
digital rights activists,
climate entrepreneurs, young researchers,
fashion designers, doctors, women's advocates,
ocean defenders,
education activists,
change makers, innovators.
From combating the climate crisis
to championing gender equality,
to advocating for quality education.
By
fighting for inclusion of people with disabilities.
We're all working with our communities to find innovative new ways to disrupt the status quo
and get the world back on track to achieve the SDGs by 2030.
We hope you join us on this journey and follow our work over the next 2 years
as we raise our voices to fight for a more sustainable, just, and peaceful world
where no one is left behind.
Youth leadership means believing in yourself,
being resilient, being innovative,
being inclusive, and fighting for the right of young people from local to global level.
Having the audacity to reimagine a better world.
Peacefully relating with our environment.
Empowering others around you to be bold.
Create the spaces in which youth can be heard.
It's transforming the world for the better.
Speaking truth to power.
Leading by examples.
Being aware of the world's problems and passionate about solving them with cutting-edge technology.
Occupying decision-making seats.
And that is exactly what we plan to do. We are the young leaders of the SDGs.
And we are just getting started.
We're just getting started. We're not going to end. Did you see the Barbadian? Her name is Ronelle King. Yes, indeed. Ronelle King, second to last. You just saw her there. And she says they're not afraid to take up the charge of safeguarding our collective future. One of the 17 new young leaders for sustainable development goals. Ronelle King, gender justice activist and founder of Life in Leggings. There she is, one of Barbados' best indeed. That's it for today, everybody. I want to thank you so much for joining us. But before I go, I want to let you know that tomorrow, Friday, we're coming to you live from Hastings Rocks in Christchurch. I know that when we end the show, many of you will be on the street, so we hope you toot your horn, you say hi if necessary. You know, last week in St. George, there was a lady who was on a bicycle who stopped and sang the song, so our intro song. Loved it. So any of you can come on down, and we're looking forward to seeing Leah. We'll bring her exercise mat and join us tomorrow as well. So Hastings Rocks live tomorrow morning. That's it for today. Thanks to my producer Nadia Foster, our technical director Samuel Mason, sound engineer Michael Sobers, and at Master Control, our one and only friend Tamisha Green. We thank all of you for joining us, and we look forward to seeing you again tomorrow live from Hastings Rocks. Bye-bye.
Wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up. Barbados, get up. Good morning.